Welcome to PAX Area Gaming. Hello everyone, this is Reg, guiding you on this journey as we continue Lies of P Overture. This is part 4. We're going to pick up where we left off last time. We are in the underground Zelator facility. We started exploring this in the previous episode. We're going to actually continue and complete our exploration of the facility. We're going to make the ice go away, and we're going to fight a boss or two. So, yes, you will receive frost damage or freeze damage if you go into that. As long as you have the sort of antifreeze stuff, you can go in. However, since this is a bit of a let's play, it would have been smarter if I'd actually come back to this area after we sort of continue exploring, because there's going to be a way to turn this all off. But whenever I see something shiny, I sort of feel like I need to go and get it. So you don't have to get the stuff that's down there early. You can wait until you sort of clear the entire area and unlock all the shortcuts, things like that. And then it'll be a lot easier, trust me. Yeah, there are a lot of branching paths, looping areas in this underground facility. There's an upper level, I guess where we are now, and then there's a lower level, a much deeper level than where we are now. When you have this particular status effect, this freeze status effect, you will lose health, just so you know. So it can actually kill you. Just be careful if you're down there, and if you have the antifreeze ampule, you should be fine. And I didn't figure out until sort of after I did this that I could have waited to do it. Just in case you're wondering, well, he just said you don't have to do this now, but he's doing it. So yeah, I didn't realize it at the time. Okay, so we're going to need a Black Rabbit key to open that door and one other door. So the key that we get in this area will open 2 doors. And so it's always a good idea to make a bit of a note as to where these doors are, because it's very easy to forget where they are, forget that you actually came across a door. So just keep that in mind. This DLC connects in so many ways to the base game. Who P's character really is connects to the base game. Who some of the other characters that we meet connects to the base game. I'll explain a little bit more later, so as to not spoil it. But it's a fun game.
Ignorant fools say that we are adversaries, but in truth, our relationship is not that hostile. I do so look forward to working with you.
That's Lamacchio.
If you're looking for the legendary stalker, she took that lift, went down. Well, then let me stop you.
There's several new characters that we meet in this particular version, this particular timeline of Hotel Krat. And this cat is an homage to the creator of this game's cat that passed away when they were making this game, I guess. The tree is somehow related to the original person who P was before he became a puppet's mother.
We planted the seed, but I wonder what'll grow from it. I've never seen anything like it, and it could be a long time before it sprouts.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep checking on that seed. My guess is that it's an end game kind of a thing. So the key that we get that will open the door in the area we were just in the underground facility opens that door as well. So those are the two doors that particular key will open. So make a note. One of them is at Hotel Krat, and the other, or this timeline's version of Hotel Krat, and the other one is in the underground facility. Just exploring my surroundings in case you're wondering what the hell is he doing.
It is quite frustrating being stuck here inside this empty hotel. I beg of you, regale me with news of the city when you can, and perhaps buy something, huh?
So you can either use these discs or use Boss Ergo to buy things from this guy. Yeah, we found that collar. And the collar belongs to the cat. Or at least we're gifting it to the cat. I'm going to have to remember to turn that music off. Just in case YouTube doesn't like the fact that I have it on. So remember in the last episode I mentioned that this is Hotel Krat before the events of the main game. This is our training area. I'm just looking around. Okay, enough stalling. Let's get back to business. This is an area we missed in the last episode.
Was an alchemist. A high-ranking one, too. Could be the warden. Even he fell to the legendary stalker in a single blow. So, no warden, no control. Would explain all the chaos here.
Just trying to figure out my way around. Yeah, once we clear out the freeze stuff, we'll be able to navigate through the tunnels below. That one you can't get into. Actually, I don't know. Maybe when you make the freeze go away, the ice will go. All of the ice, I think it is. I think all of the ice goes away once you remove this particular status from that area. This door we can't open, but will unlock once we remove the freeze stuff. So it actually unlocks another part of this area separate from the area that we can currently navigate. I think each section is going to have its own boss. Okay, so we found the next section of this underground facility. I think there are 3 or 4 stargazers down here. This is the second one. There's another one outside of the boss area. Oh, this looks like fun. I'm guessing Veronique is our next boss.
Veronique? She sounds completely insane. Leia could be facing off against her this very moment. I bet we can help her. Let's hurry.
Okay, so that's the boss we'll be fighting. Veronique. I still have PTSD from my Elden Ring days of having to do something similar to this. All to get the fingerprint shield, which was at the bottom. Actually, there was something else I needed to do as well, but the fingerprint shield was located at the very bottom. I never did get that shield. It was so frustrating. The design on this one is a little bit easier. Uh-oh. Okay, so he was going to try to shove me off the edge here. So let's see what's back here. See, this is what I mean by looping and branching paths. We know that we need to head down. The question is, where does... Okay, well, this path ends, but where does the other side go? One of these has a drop down. Yeah, this one. Well, okay, no problem. Looks like it just drops down to where we were. Okay, and there's a ladder on this one. Yeah, we were on the other side. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, I don't need to go up. I came from up there, so I need to continue the downward path. Just making sure I'm jumping off the right side. Yeah. Also checking to make sure there are no enemies waiting to snag me. pretty good jump scare. Someone just tossed a dead body down there, or a dead puppet down there. Okay. You do take some damage when you jump from high positions in this game. Fortunately, there was a ladder. Didn't need to jump. But you do take some damage, just as an FYI. There's another area looks like we can go through. But we need to drop down on the other side. And we need to drop down again. And again. And, oops, I have to kill this guy first. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the only way forward is through this tunnel. Okay, this path goes up, so we can't do anything there. And here is the Stargazer, which means the boss is near. This is the third Stargazer in this area. Okay. Go up here. We're just exploring the area first. Now that we have the Stargazer. And the key. So it opens this door, and remember it opens the door back at Eventide Hotel Krat. Okay, stuff that I will not use. That's it. Okay, just making sure we don't leave anything undone. Even if we do, we know we can always come back to the area. You're not locked out of a particular area, especially if it's to come back to get a chest or something like that. So here at the coolant control room is where we will face Veronique, who sounds like she is very upset.
My mind is unraveling. It burns! My mind's ablaze! Make it stop! Alchemist bastards! What did your drugs do to me?
And in keeping with my little system, I will show you one death, which I guess is this one. That lasted all of about 30 seconds. And then I'll show you the final run, which is this one. And I'll tell you how many times I died when we get to the end of the fight. Okay, so through my multiple runs on this particular boss, what I discovered was the puppet string will disrupt her.
Hold on.
And she hits so hard that even if you manage to block, you still take damage.
Bear the pain, Veronique. Never surrender.
You do not want to get locked in a corner. She can damage you with her just pure strength and, of course, fire. That fire status is pretty bad.
Don't lose reason, Veronique.
I mean, you could use the anti-burn stuff, which I'm not using, which would have been smarter. I'm sure it would have made the fight easier. She moves pretty fast. So in one of the runs I used my bow and arrow that I'd gotten so accustomed to using, but realizing that, again, against bosses, the bow and arrow just does not really work.
I am indomitable. Bear the pain, Veronique. Never surrender.
So I'm using my acid-tipped spear. I'm assuming she's immune to fire. I guess I could try fire as well. But I figure the acid will help wear her down a little bit. And of course, when I use the puppet string, it's always going to pull her close enough that I can get a couple of jabs in.
I am indomitable.
Depending on what she's doing at the time that you use the puppet thing, she is capable of blocking that. In one particular animation, I don't remember which one it is. You want to stay away from that fire. If you're close, you can run behind her and get some damage in. She's not going to stop that particular animation. And after 14 previous tries, on the 15th, I finally took her down. So the tyrannical creature was a 0, Marchionne was 5, Veronique was 14 deaths.
It twisted my mind. I put you in danger.
I hope that's not a sign
Sorry.
for the upcoming bosses.
Please, I beg of you. Nothing must leave this place. This cursed lab. Those cursed beings. Their test subject. Created from the legacy of the ruins. The two-faced Overseer. It cannot be allowed to live. Do me this one last favor.
I'm assuming the Two-Face Overseer is likely our next boss.
If you mean that red-headed stalker, she did pass through here. Back when I could still think straight. We were rivals once. In the end, she showed true compassion. I'm done. Head to the coast. Find Leia. I die as I lived, without regret. Remember me, Veronique of Grant.
Okay, so we can... This is where we turn off all that freeze stuff. Great. Okay, this will allow us to explore a little bit more. Actually, I guess we had to do this if we're going to get to the two-faced overseer, because I'm assuming... Actually, I guess I shouldn't assume it's in this area. We'll see.
Veronique fought until the bitter end. But even if we could have helped her, Eddie, it was far too late. At least her suffering is over. I hope she can be at peace and rest now.
Okay, no, this is a different area. You got stacks of bodies of dead puppets. Well, I hope they're puppets. I don't know whether they're puppets or people. They look like puppets. Okay. Looks like another new area. And looks like
I suppose
we
I
found
should
a friend.
expect to meet strange people in such a strange place. I smell blood on you. But, interesting. It's the blood of alchemists. Still, that doesn't prove we aren't enemies. Let me get this straight. Quite by accident, you found an object belonging to the legendary stalker at the zoo. If all that is true, can you show me this object? This is a photo of Leia and her two apprentices. This locket does belong to her. I'll take you at your word that you wish to help Leia. I'll trust you. For the moment. My name is mine to hold. But you have my word that I am not your enemy, nor Leia's. I consider any enemy of the alchemists an ally. Stay and rest a while. I'm tracking a dangerous relic the alchemists freed from the ruins. A calamity that is wreaking torment upon Krat. But the immense power of that relic wasn't enough to satisfy the alchemists. They also retrieved the remains of the ancient warrior that was protecting it, and conducted vile experiments on their finds. These experiments have yielded results already, transforming one test subject into a living weapon. I must stop this monster before they unleash it upon the city. If you plan to continue exploring this facility, take this horn. Blow it if you find the two-faced overseer. No matter where you are in this facility, I'll hear it. and come to your aid. I'm just someone fighting against the alchemists. I have my reasons, but I must hide my identity to protect the person most dear to me. I can't rest until I finish investigating the alchemists. If you're open to it, I would like to ask for your assistance. Legendary. Leia probably hates that title. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil, murderous puppet. But a great title such as that comes with many risks. And now, Romeo is in danger. Leia is desperate to find any news of him. It must be even worse for her since she has lost an apprentice once before. Would you like to ask me anything more? Trouble erupted at the zoo, and Romeo went to deal with it alone. Leia and Romeo had their own brand of justice. I wouldn't call them vigilantes, but they did their best. Regardless, Romeo could handle himself. Nothing should have troubled him on this mission. But he went missing. It's possible that this is some old grudge coming back to stab Leia in the back. Being the legendary stalker does make you a constant target to resentful enemies. Leia maintains several places along the coast that she uses as base camps. I'd seek her out in that area. Take a look at this. This tree. What could it possibly be? It looks almost human-like. I dare not imagine what plans they have for it. But I'm certain this tree bears significance. The Rose Estate, you say? I have heard whispers, mere rumors really, that an underground tram runs to the estate. If true, the tram should be at the end of this very facility. If you find the Overseer, be sure to blow the horn. No matter where you are in this facility, I will come find you.
Okay, so we meet up with Tracker in the main game, but I don't think he calls himself Tracker. I think we actually know his name in the real game, in the main game. That is a mini gold coin tree, and there's a connection between that and P before he became a puppet. I don't want to spoil too much of the lore. It's pretty interesting stuff, though. Okay, so it looks like he will assist us whenever we get to the two-faced Overseer boss. Also, more information about the cat. I mentioned that the cat was an homage to the creator of the game's own pet.
Are you well?
But the cat also appears in the base game.
You found my bag. Thank you. It may look ordinary on the outside, but the inside is filled with treasure.
I'll continue in a sec.
I'm quite certain it contains items you may find particularly useful. As a reward, I would be glad to sell some to you, huh? Well met, Master Stalker. Are you well? Lamacchio? Oh, you just missed him. He left in a rush after receiving some documents. As the leader of the bastards, he is a busy fellow, you know. The legendary backbreaker, you mean? No, I've heard nothing about her. All I know is that she is far too rough on ordinary citizens when rescuing them. Please tell her that from me if you see her. Oh, my back still aches. How will I ever reach the Rose Estate in this condition?
Okay, regarding the cat. Okay, so in the main game, the cat would always hiss at P whenever P approached him. I think the first time you see the cat is where the person who upgrades your weapons is located, and the cat's usually over on a little pillow sitting next to a table that has a bunch of little cat statues on it. And it would always hiss at you, and the more human you become, the less it does that. And so remember, this takes place in the past. So my interactions with the cat in the past is obviously different since I'm human now because of the events of the main game at the end. So the kitten doesn't view me the same way, I guess. I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, it is the cat that appears in the main game. It's an adult cat in the main game, obviously, because the main game takes place after the events of this, since we've gone back into the past. Hopefully that made some sense. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. I didn't put it together until now or recently, and I was like, wait a minute, that's the same cat. Okay, we're just clearing the area, since this is a new area for us. Do a little investigating. That was probably a little overkill, literally. Why do I get the feeling we're heading towards a boss? It's a big space, but it's... we have these little non-difficult enemies. Oh, okay. Alright. So we have a whole area below us that needs to be cleared. Alright, so I can't lock onto those guys. Okay, so they're... wow, there are guys on both sides. There are guys on the little rafters above, or at least a guy. I can't see whether there's more than one. So why don't we... oh, there's a little shiny thing over there. I'm debating whether I should get it first. Okay, that's done. So why don't we clear the left side of the room first? I don't think it's necessarily any easier. Oh, okay. Nope. Before we do that, let's get the shiny things. We have some loot to get. Also some loot below us. Oh, this place is just filled with stuff. As long as they don't shoot me off of the rafters, I should be good. Something very large is down there too. Okay, so we have all of the items from up above. So now it's time to drop down and take out... I guess it's easier to take out the guys on this little cage type setting on ahead of us, and then we can drop down to... oh, there's a mini boss down there. Okay, so let's take out these guys first. Oops, not what I intended to do. Definitely didn't intend to fight him before killing everybody else, but since I'm down here, let me grab this. Let me go back up the ladder. Let's try this again. Wow, that was bad. I forget there's a little bit of momentum push against the bow when you use it, which is, I guess, realistic, like, you know, shooting a rifle or something like that. Okay. All right. So we've taken care of... Well, before we drop down, let's grab that item on the other side over there. Oh, okay. I can lock onto these guys. Got him. Yeah, I figure it's just smarter to snipe as many of these guys as we can before we have to go down there and fight that guy. I'm guessing his, those ball bearing things will cause break damage. I guess that's the way they refer to it in this game. Alright, so there's nothing left above. So, oh no. Well, I think we can get this guy from up here. If I can get to the edge here. Okay. He's annoying because of the decay or I guess it's decay damage that he does. Okay, good. I should be, well. There we go. Okay. Now the last thing to do in this little area before we work our way back to the other side is to take on this guy. And as you guys can guess, I'm looking so forward to this. He's got these wild swings. I am slightly better at blocking. But he hits hard. I mean, my stamina seems to be... I don't know if I have the right amulet equipped. Stamina seems to take a long time to come back. He's guarding that chest behind him. That didn't do as much damage as I'd hoped. And those you can't really block, you have to parry. I don't know why I just ate that ball. Pause. Not quite sure why I did that. I should have blocked that or dodged. Jeez. Alright, dude. Really? See, he takes a little break after he goes on his little rampage, but I'm usually not close enough to do any damage to him when he does that. He's constantly... Jeez, oh my god. Block, oh my god, one of the little guys are showing up. Get out of here. I got no heals left. I don't think I have one of those miracle ampules with me either. Okay, I did die, just in case you guys are wondering, wait a minute, how did you end up with, you know, additional heal and all this other stuff? I ended up dying and had to come back. But anyway, so now that I've cleared the left side of the room in terms of where we entered and cleared above us, the idea is to work my way back towards the right side. Remember, we had walked across the top to grab an item that was over there, but we didn't drop down. Before we do that, though, this chest is the only reason I fought that other guy. He was defending this chest, so let's see what's in here. Okay. Now we can take on the other side. I don't think, when we were above, we didn't see any large creature guys. We just saw a humanoid and that little strange creature like the one we just killed. Okay, they have ice guns. Cool. Okay, that was similar to the creatures we saw in the other area. Okay, not bad. So far, so good. Grab this. Nothing over here. Let's check the other side. Okay. Unlock this shortcut. Like most Soulsborne games, it's one of the things that you really should do.
Test subject is behind that door. Where else could it be?
It saves you a lot of time running back to this area should you die.
Now let's show this overseer his teeth.
Okay, this is the two-faced overseer. Oh shit, I was supposed to call Tracker. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. Okay, I messed up. Yikes. Is he gonna give... I don't know whether he's gonna give me a chance to actually find the damn horn and call the Tracker. That's called being unprepared. And I probably shouldn't be using this bow. I promised myself I wouldn't try that with bosses because it just doesn't make sense. I really need to use... It's not going to do enough damage. Whoa. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, it's not going to do enough damage to make it worth it. But I got a little mini stun there. Okay. I'm very likely to die. Yeah. Sort of knew that. No worries. I said I'd show you guys one death. Okay, there we go. All right, we got some help from Tracker. I think. Come on, Tracker. This guy's on my butt. What the heck? Yo. There we go. All right, finally. So get his attention. Jesus. Okay. Alright, see, I can use the bow in a case like this because if I'm going to stand back and snipe him from a distance, then that makes it a little bit easier. I don't seem to be doing a lot of damage though, and I don't want Tracker to die. So I may need to switch off. Oh, he just messed up my super shot. this guy's relentless. Jeez. He's just... Yeah, I need to switch. There we go. Let's try this, because I'm not doing any real damage. Alright, there we go. That wasn't me, that was Tracker, I admit it. Definitely doing more damage with this weapon. Wow, I can't believe I survived that one. He stabbed me and dragged me across the floor. Okay. We get another critical. Should be the end of this fight. Oh, if I have it. No, I didn't get it. He almost killed me again. Okay. This should do it.
Rest in peace.
Okay. Thank you, Tracker. Okay, so that was one death. Still, Veronique is the...
a dangerous opponent, but we have granted its soul eternal rest. May this creature which woke to misery find peace. You showed great skill during this fight. You must have had a
Thank you,
great
Tracker.
teacher.
Yep.
In fact, your fighting style reminds me of someone. Well, my mission here is complete. I'll make my way to Hotel Krat from here. If you're
See
looking
you there.
for more clues about the alchemists, you should head there as well.
All right. W Tracker. Okay, so not as tough a fight as Veronique's fight, which was really difficult. And I think that was mostly because Tracker would distract him every once in a while. What the heck? Leia.
I need more time. I'm coming, Romeo. I swear I won't be late. Not again. Not like I was with Carlo.
FYI, P formerly known as Carlo, before Geppetto got to him. Okay, so looks like the Ancient Ruins Excavation Site is the new section of the game. Yeah, the Two-Faced Overseer is probably the second easiest boss in the DLC so far, behind the Tyrannical Predator. And again, it might be only because, I had the help of Tracker, I'm not sure. His moveset was a little crazy, and, once I improved my blocking skills, I think the fight would have been easier. But if I'm going to eat all of his slams and weaponry stuff, that's always going to be a bit of an issue. All right, so we're back at Eventide Krat Hotel. Why did I come here again?
You made it out of
Tracker,
the
there we go.
underground facility. I'm glad you're okay. Speaking of which, I see you have an alchemist's cipher machine. These are devices used to store confidential information. Decrypting it should reveal what the owner's hidden, but it requires a matching key. Luckily, I found a few during my travels. If I might, I will take it off your hands. I can't offer anything in exchange, but if I can unlock it, we could gain valuable insight about the alchemists. We share a common enemy, so I would like to offer my cooperation. Any enemy of the alchemists is a friend of mine. Come to me anytime. Let's unlock it and see what's inside. We're in luck. It still functions. This reminds me of a tale I once heard about the ghost crocodile that haunts the zoo. Most people thought it was an urban legend, but I'd always found it troubling. Find the mounted crocodile at the zoo. It might provide a clue.
Okay, so we have to go back to the zoo. Just as I thought there would be no backtracking. Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Any enemy of the alchemists is a friend of mine. Come to... I'm unsure if I should even tell you this. Leia suffers from the petrification disease. She hides it from the world, but she can't fool me. I have no idea how long she has left. But for someone like her, it is a wretched, tragic fate. There's very little to be done to help her. It is frustrating. Since Leia and I are not strangers to one another, I have been seeking a cure, but so far to no avail. The official statement is that the alchemists are developing a cure, but I would be wary of any help they offered. Perhaps a true cure will be found someday, but there is nothing we can do for her right now. I gave Leia painkillers that help her endure the worst of the disease. Regardless, it must be difficult. Please help her by fighting at her side. In this moment, what she needs is an ally. Have you seen what's behind the hotel? Another tree that bears gold coin fruit. I believe the alchemists are attempting to reproduce this tree. Perhaps, I hope anyway, this tree is linked to the cure. I did some investigating on my own. As I suspected, Romeo's disappearance is linked to Leia's history. Perhaps you don't know. Long ago, Leia neutralized an infamous killer puppet. This act may be part of its revenge. At the moment, we know nothing of this puppet's whereabouts. That is what troubles me most. Look into the name, Arlecchino. I worry about Leia. This may be a fight she cannot face alone. If you can, please lend her your strength.
We actually find Arlecchino in the base game. He's not in good shape in the base game. And we're back at the zoo to look for the alligator exhibit. I believe that's what he said. Okay. Okay, we have a little confession. Not bad. I would not have thought, well, I guess he gave us the hint to come back here. I would never have come back to this area on my own. I don't think there's another reason to come back here. I mean, if you're grinding for XP and stuff like that, I guess you could. But otherwise, I'm not sure what would be the point.
Any enemy of the alchemists is a friend of mine. Come to me anytime. So, Colonel Little was murdered. Most likely the taxidermist as well. To do something like this just to take control of the zoo. It seems human lives are nothing but tools to them. I'm glad you revealed the truth to their lies. You are a force for good. I am honored by our continued partnership.
Okay. That's one mini quest down. Okay, so we can't yet open that door. I don't think there's much else for us to do here at Eventide Hotel Krat. Let's just check in with this guy. If we have a disc, we can use that.
Dear me! An authentic pocket watch made by a master horologist of the age. A true masterpiece.
We can sell
See
the
its
watch.
distinctive shine, huh? You know, the first workshop techs were master horologists, clockmakers from foreign lands. Their watches are as intricate as automated puppets. Isn't it just marvelous? My duty as a collector is to preserve these youthful passions of the greats. I would pay handsomely for this watch, if you are willing to sell it.
Okay. Back here, and after the fight with Veronique, and after turning off the ice stuff, we can now open this door, which was stuck before. Which takes us to an area we haven't been to before. The sound effects are pretty amazing in this game. Let's see what's in here. This area is through one of the little tunnel areas that we couldn't access earlier. And there's a ladder behind me that leads to an area that we have been to before. At least I think we've been there before. Okay, let's see where this leads. Okay, more good stuff. We have a news clipping. And we have a new weapon that I'm likely not going to use. Okay, so I think we are done. So we did a little backtracking before now moving through this area. And there is Lamacchio.
Well, if it isn't the lad who stalks the legendary stalker. I didn't see you there. Are you hurt anywhere? No, you're not. So very glad to know you are unharmed, my good fellow. Like me, surely you've heard of the tragedy of the Zelator Underground Facility. Such a loss. And Veronique, to think she met such a horrible end. It rends my very heart in two. We disagreed on nearly everything, but there was respect. And on her part, greatness. I must know. Did she say anything to you before she died? The legendary stalker. And you know where she's going? If you do, there may be a way we can offer her a bit of assistance. The Rose Estate. Ah, you are perhaps seeking the Alchemist tram. There was a tram here once, a long time ago, but it was deep underground. Deeper than here. You can keep looking for it, but that tram to the Rose Estate's been out of commission for ages. I had assumed Veronique's Vanguard took it down for, permanent maintenance. But you might yet be in luck. If you're looking for a route to the sea, take this. This key was given to me by an alchemist before he expired. He claimed it opened a secret passage to the coast. You can get more use from that key than I. Just past the ruins of the tram station, you'll see an entrance. Not sure why I held on to it. I just had a feeling it could be useful to someone. This is alchemist territory. One might say this place is where all the ergo we use comes from. But the alchemists found something else underground. Something so dangerous, most of them fled. They'd say, retreated. Only mining puppets left in there now, still working away. But that doesn't make it safe. Let caution be your watchword. Me? I had some things to look into, investigating this and that. As it happened, I took a rather pointless detour. But I'm still doing my best, trying to, do something good. Veronique was my rival, but was she a hero? Yes, and did seeing her lead me to self-reflection? Yes, it did. And as I reflected, I've learned I simply do not have the courage for, self-sacrifice. I'm no hero. There is no greatness within this coward's body.
Why do I feel like this guy's lying?
Oh,
I don't think he's being honest.
I certainly haven't seen it in person. I've heard alchemists found it sealed away in the ruins deeper underground. Now, I don't buy this, but my sources claim the discovery was alive, but not human. Perhaps that is why the alchemists seem to have cleared out. Did you say Arlecchino? Where did you hear that name? The blood artist. The puppet the legendary stalker hunted down to earn her title. His true name was Arlecchino. Of course, I've heard plenty of rumors. In my profession, how could I not? What I know for certain is that once Leia Florence brought him to heal, the alchemist took him. Where? Who knows? All records of Arlecchino and the blood artist have disappeared. One might even call it suspicious. Sadly, that's all I have for you.
Okay. So we have a new area to explore. We might want to watch our backs around the Macchio.
Silver lining. Because it's, you know what? Never mind. That's mine. Nice to know the tram's not the only way out, huh?
Okay. This looks to be a shortcut for later. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to want to unlock that to get back to the Stargazer. Okay, so we have some mining enemies. And a whole new area to explore with hopefully some nice loot. And looks like some branching paths. Definitely I guess we'll be working our way down, ultimately. Lamakio says we need to get to the coast. Or at least we'll be following Leia to the coast, because I guess that's where she went. And since we are in a cavern, it looks almost like a vertical... This guy's throwing rocks at me. A vertical cavern, we're going to have to work our way down. And we'll have to work our way back to unlock that. Okay, there are quite a few of these little... Well, I guess we're in a mine, so there would be a lot of mining robots. Okay, we can't go that way. We're eventually going to end up down there. Okay, a couple of enemies down there. Not so bad. Okay, that was easier. Okay. We have a...
Hello?
Yes,
Yes, you, my handsome friend.
a new NPC.
Surprised? Don't be. This puppet isn't really me. I'm, well, puppeting this one, you might say. Sadly, it appears to be malfunctioning. You found me in quite a bind. Though again, not really me. But I suppose it's fate. You and I, meeting in a place like this. So, might I ask a favor, friend? That is, the real me, I'm, well, trapped. Though I don't know where. It's terribly aggravating is what it is. And embarrassing. Why did my colleagues abandon me like this? Anyway,
Can you come find me, friend? Just venture a bit deeper into the ruins, but be careful. We don't want you to get stuck somewhere as well.
Okay, so this looks like it's going to be one of the search and rescue kinds of missions. So he's not really there. He's speaking through a puppet, or communicating through a puppet. We have a new stargazer, which is good. This would probably work out a lot better if I were actually on the ground. Okay, we have another one of these rock throwing guys. Okay, so with this particular rock guy, we'll just time it, fire, and just keep doing that till he's dead. Okay. Take care of the little puppy. Take care of the puppy's brother. Reset our durability. Okay. Well, that's different. Okay. So this little area is cleared. Okay, so we're on the other side of this door. Yeah, on the opposite side, we couldn't enter through it. We have a chest. Yep, there we go. I was guessing that I couldn't just walk over there and open it. Okay, so that was harder than it needed to be because of my anti-blocking stance, which I keep telling myself about, but no worries. I do eventually learn. All right, let's go grab this chest. Okay, so we have a Legion, one of those Legion devices, Legion plugs. We have a way up. The hymn of the zealots. It doesn't look like we're going to make it to the coast in this episode because there's a lot more of this cave area to explore. So we'll work towards a wrap-up point, and then we will finish this area in the next episode. I'm guessing we will end up at either 5 or 6 parts to this series. Probably 6, because I tend to explore a lot. Okay, so in order to get that, there's a ladder over there that we need to drop down to climb up in order to get that. Yeah, I can't jump that. Yeah, this game is not quite as puzzly as God of War, but it has a few of them. These make you think, so, and they don't seem to block your progression. In God of War, some of the puzzles actually will keep you from progressing in the game unless you solve it. I guess Lara Croft, and there are a few games like that. This one doesn't seem to be that way. Okay, we found the puppet again. Well, we sort of found him. We hear his voice, but I don't see him yet. That's where we came from. We're down there. We're on the upper level. Where is it coming from? Ah, okay. He's down there, and of course I can't get there from here, because that would be too easy. Picking on this poor defenseless guy. But I'm guessing that this little drop down might lead to... Oh, there's some loot down there too. But if I drop down, can I get back up? Okay. Let's grab this chest. This is a little bit of a surprise. Did I see this from the other side? I don't know. But we got it, so no big deal. Now we need to get back to... Actually, we need to find... Okay, so let's grab this. Alright, so that's one thing off our mind. I think if we loop around... No. Okay, Dougie, sorry about that. There he is.
Terribly aggravating is what it is. And embarrassing. Why did my colleagues abandon me like this? Terribly aggravating is what it is. And embarrassing. Why did my colleagues abandon me like this?
Okay, this is taking us to a different part of this complex. Okay, we found him again. Okay, this looks like a little bit of a one-way trip. Come on, Pete. Chase the damn thing. Why are you being lazy? Okay, we have a chest behind this stuff. Whoa. Ah. Okay. Thanks for opening the way. Yep.
I'm here, over here.
All right, buddy.
Oh, there you are, friend. Oh, I've missed your company. Hugs are in order.
Dude, it was like 5 minutes ago.
Yes, that's not going to work. A bit broken, this one too. Celebi! You'll never believe what happened. I was readying this new puppet to be your guide, but it broke. Sorry, so very sorry. But perhaps if you go further inside, I can somehow meet you halfway.
Okay, buddy. Yes, this is becoming tedious. But hopefully there's a reward at the end of this process. Or you're not leading me to my death. But it's giving us an opportunity to explore the cave. Or the cave system.
Sorry, so very sorry. But perhaps if you go further inside, I can somehow meet you halfway.
Yeah, I get you. And I'm guessing it's that way. since we have a mini boss blocking the area. Yep.
Just listen to my tale. I beg of you. Your objections will fall by the wayside. Please. I am Alexander. I'm an alchemist. A loaded word, I know, but I'm friendly, I promise. I'm rather well known in their ranks. Before all this happened, I was crucial experiment. Yes, brains and charm. It's a truly incredible experiment. Its importance is incontrovertible. I just wish I could show you. Ah, well, as I said, these puppets aren't really me. I'm controlling them remotely since, well, you think I want to look like this puppet? I'll have you know that I'm known for brains and beauty. It's true. Perhaps then it was vanity. Perhaps I let my effortless good looks go to my head. Whatever the reason, there was an incident. All right, a date. I was on a date with the daughter of one of the most important alchemists. Apparently, he didn't approve. So, there was a huge ruckus. Someone put a bag over my head, and when I came to, I was locked in this ridiculously dark place. I would like to get out of here. I'm trapped somewhere so dark, I can't even see my hands in front of my face. And it's so quiet. I think they locked me in a box or a coffin. But I can still think, and that means I'm not dead. Ha! Anyhow, come and get me out, please. This whole guide my savior using a series of available puppets plan isn't working out, is it? But I know you'll still come and save me, because I know what you are, and that's a hero.
Okay, we have another little mystery here. Sounds like either there's a miner on the other side or someone trapped on the other side. And of course, it's not going to be simple to get to that. Okay, this probably leads back up, yep, to the locked door. So finally, even though we've moved on to a different area, we've unlocked the shortcut. May as well sort of reset.
Was that?
So there is a floor above us. When we're coming down, I could see the opening, and this looks like a boss area. Or at least a mini boss area. Of course, just enough stuff to entice you to jump down there, which we're going to do. And if I die, we'll end here and pick up from this spot in the next episode. Actually, whether I die or not, we're going to pick up from this spot in the next episode, because we're approaching the 2-hour mark. And I think try to keep these between an hour and a half and 2 hours, not more than that. Whoa. Okay, So we'll pick up from this spot when we come back next time. So thank you guys for joining me. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe. And more importantly, please comment. Thanks a lot. See you in the next episode. Bye.